welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Erin. I am a massage therapist, yoga, Pilates instructor, going on 20 years now. So welcome to my channel. I am actually here this morning in Mexico. So if you do hear some birds, there's a lot of birds going around, bird song this morning. So today's video is just something I do very intuitively in the morning. Or in the evening, because I do, again, with massage therapy, I'm standing all day long. So it does feel good to open up the hips, the legs, kind of get that restless leg syndrome out. All right, so let's go ahead and find ourselves on our mats. I'm going to sweep our legs around, giving ourselves a little waddle, finding your sits bones, working towards extending your legs nice and long. So in yoga, we call this Dandasana. So, you know, when we're standing, it's Tadasana. So this is Dandasana. So from your sits bones on up, grow yourself tall. If you are unable to make that happen, maybe you feel yourself slouching, you can take the back of your mat, roll it up a couple times. Again, sometimes a little bit of a lift can help you there to get that extended spine. So with our spine extended, let's take a deep breath in and rise and reach those arms up and over your head. Take a deep breath in, keep reaching up. Try to, again, get yourself as tall as you can. And on that exhalation, you'll find that hinge coming from the waist. Try to lead with the heart. So try not to bring the arms down quite yet. You pull your arms back behind your ears. That's going to help you to get a bigger length there in the spine. Take one more breath, reaching, and then start to bring those hands down. Again, if the toes are not available to you, you could place them on your shins. But see if you could grab a hold of something. And again, I like to do that little waddle, drawing my elbows down to get myself a little bit closer. Again, if those toes are available to you, great. You could pull back onto those toes, find that flexion. Again, emphasis is trying to bring the heart to the toes to the heart. Find one more breath here and fold forward. All right, the joys of being in a residential area of Mexico. Lots of dogs, lots of birds. Take one more breath here. And again, pulling yourself forward. Try not to let that upper body get too involved, right? And we'll take that slow roll up, vertebrae by vertebrae. We come on up. Let's start with that right knee bending. I'm trying to get the sole of the foot towards your inner thigh. And try to square yourself off in front of that left leg, your left leg. Take a deep breath in. And again, like we did before, it's that hinge from the waist, leading with the heart. Try to reach those arms back. So again, you'll get that stretch there in the side body through your lats. Take one more breath. And then again, you come forward, squaring off your leg. Again, waddle side to side, work your way a little bit deeper. Heart to toes, toes to heart. So if this side feels like it go a little further, I really love to take the right hand, grab the outside of the foot, and then cross at my wrist. Because then when I bend again, draw my elbows down, that would bring myself a little closer. If you feel yourself opening to the right, maybe turn the head to the left. Again, work towards squaring off the body with the leg. Each exhalation, take yourself deeper into that pose. One more breath here. And we'll take that roll up. Draw the shoulders back. Open the heart. For that lovely stretch in the back of the neck to then lift your head. Scoop up your knee. Cross it over. So let's just stay forward for a few secs. Lace the fingers. Sit up tall again. Tall spine. Super important. You just lose a lot of the stretch if that back is not elongated. So as tall as you can, straighten the back. Open up through that heart space. Try not to let the knee flop out. So with a flat foot with the right, nice and tall. All right, so to find that rotation, the twist, the left arm reaches forward. Scoop up the knee. The right arm, I like to do a dramatic sweep up and around. Some shoulder action going. So palm can come flat. Working towards getting nice and tall. Working towards getting towards your butt. You could use your arm as a little prop. All right, so maybe if you want a nice, I have really tight pecs. The left arm, or sorry, the right arm could wrap behind the back. All right, so where the gaze goes, everything else goes. So turning, looking behind. Still with a big hug of your knee. Elongate on the inhale. Deepen on that exhale. And we'll bring that through center. Grab the knee, grab the ankle, pull it to the left. We're going to let the knee drop down. So if your knee is not comfortable, you feel like it's just hanging, if you do have a block or a prop, you could place it under to maybe have a little bit of a lift there. Arms could stretch out wide. Fingertips, again, elongate. Fold forward. Again, avoid rounding. There's a folding. So we're stretching the hip right here, your hip rotators. I always feel silly saying this, but see if that inhalation cannot expand and open up your hip further. All right, so maybe we stay here. But we feel called to do so, we could lean to the left to sweep our left foot behind. Try to get that right cheek down, so wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Again, with that tall spine, we'll lean forward. Again, still working on opening up the hip just a little bit deeper. You could play with the arms. Maybe find a collapsed spine to just add a little more weight into that stretch. Arms can work forward. And again, breathing into where you feel it. All right, so for this next one, I'm going to turn to face the camera because I want you to see what's happening. All right, so for our full pigeon, we'll slide that bottom leg forward. So try to get the shin parallel to the mat. Slide that top leg. Try to stack ankle over knee, knee over ankle. So you get, as you can tell, my knee is nowhere close to touching. And maybe that block or a cushion or a pillow, you could place it there. But yes, eventually that knee should touch. Again, fingertips. Again, our breath. Brings our spine tall. Maybe the exhalation starts to lean ourselves forward a little more. Let's take one more breath here. And we'll bring ourselves up. Maybe take a big lean back. Step those feet wide. We could take that windshield wiper side to side. All right. Making our way to the left side again. Let's do that forward fold first. Take a deep breath in. Arms are going to reach up. Again, leading with the heart. So maybe notice a difference from the first to the last, or from the first time we did it. Heart to toes, toes to heart. Pull yourself forward. Collapse through. Let it do what it do. Roll yourself up. All right, so we'll switch sides. Left foot comes in. And trying to square ourselves off. Deep breath. Reach those arms up. Take that big reach. Keep the reach going with those arms. Hinge, 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 reach, reach, reach. Pull the arms back, maybe behind those ears. Lead with the heart. Big breath. Fold forward. All right, so big difference here for me on this side. Take a couple breaths to get a little bit further down. Again, active leg here, foot is flexed. Exhalation's taking us deeper. Again, I like to find because again, this is my tighter side. I like to find a little rotation to the right because I feel myself trying to open out to the left. All right, so if that ankle is available, or shin, right, you could have that wrist cross here. Reach towards the outer foot. Cross at the ankle. Pull, pull, pull. Bend, bend, bend. And fold. Let's take that roll up. Scoop up the knee. Grab the foot. So again, flat foot. Lace fingers. Tall spine. Maybe play with that head. Couple shoulder rolls. Breath is elongating and deepening because we're going to go into that twist. So the breath always tends to pick up. So find those nice deep breaths here to try to mimic when we find our rotation. All right, so the right arm reaches forward. Scoop up that knee, give it a big hug here, hold it on. Left arm comes up and around, sweeping behind you again. Maybe it's further out and then coming in, flat palm, rotate and twist. Arm can wrap behind the back. Again, we're trying to work this pec muscle open. So feel the shoulder blade, your scapula, squeezing in towards the midline of the body. Gaze turns. And again, find those deep breaths here. Again, it's a little bit harder because your spine is being ringed out. And where is that breath going in the body? Can you feel it? And then once you feel where it goes, can you deepen that? For me, it's right here, right? Because the right side is a little crunched up. This left side is open, so breathe through the left side, left lung. Slowly make our way through center. Grab the knee, grab the foot, shift it over. Try to stack the knees again. Hopefully this knee is a little relaxed. If not, find something to prop it up. Fingertips, breath in, and hinge forward. Lead with the heart. And maybe arms come behind. You find a bind. Letting go of the body, drawing some more weight there. Deepen it. Arms will come forward, more weight. Active bottom leg. And let's bring ourselves up. So take a shift to the right. Sweep that bottom leg in. Again, if that doesn't happen, it doesn't have to. Left hip roots down. Tall spine up. Again, maybe you're still on that roll of the mat. That little bit of a lift can help. It's hard to sit on a yoga block in this pose. So either, again, roll the mat, or if you have a blanket or a pillow. We go deeper by hinging forward. Arms can come forward or stay back. And for me, right here, it goes through the IT band here on the left side. Very tight area for me. Come on up on the in-breath. And I'm going to sweep around. So we're going back into that logs on the fireplace. So we'll take that bottom foot, slide it out. Foot stays, both feet are going to stay flexed. Slide that top leg over. And then play with the foot. Sometimes the ankle bone kind of just digs into me the wrong way. So I'll usually keep the ankles off of the knee. Doesn't feel so bad today. That lift. Actually, I lied. Slide it off. Deepen. We'll come forward. So a lot of times when I cue this in class, people think it's this pose. We call it logs in the fireplace because you want to stack your shins like logs. Feet are flexed, right? Last breath here. And to come out, take that lean back. We'll slide one leg out, then the other. Windshield wipers. All right, so actually now that I have you here, let's come into that straddle. So root those sits bones down, big tall spine up. Take a deep breath in. Now it really does help to find something to place in between you. Hinge forward again, lead with the heart. Arms are gonna pull back. Now if you had something to hold on to, or again, just the hands, maybe a little waddle side to side. Let the neck, shoulders, because of course we don't want to be up here. And that walk can come forward with the hands, elbows, come down. Feet are flexed. And take awareness. Where are you feeling it? Straddle, forward fold. Let's take that roll up. So you press into those palms, stack it up. We'll scoop up one foot. So try not to crunch here. It's going to be a completely different stretch. I like to think about bringing the rib to the knee. So these 2 points are trying to touch versus this big crunch here. So we'll take a deep breath in. We're going to open those arms out. Find a little bit of a rotation. Again, grab the toes, the shin, wherever you can reach. Turn, turn, turn. Look up, up, up. Now again, rib to knee. Usually we're crunched here, so if you can push it down, maybe that top arm wraps behind the back. You could deepen it, come down to that elbow, again, rib and knee. A lot of times I'll take this hand, if it can reach, grab your inner thigh and push out. I'll feel a nice opening here in that hip crease. Let's take a deep breath in to bring ourselves up. All right, so of course, let's switch sides. Sole of the foot, inner thigh. Arms are going to reach out. Take a little bit of a rotation to the left. Reach down to the right, or whatever leg you were on. I don't remember if I called it. Top arm could come up. Again, twist, twist, rotate. Try not to close yourself in. Open it up. Arm wraps behind. And wherever you are, see if you could grab a little more pull. And rib to thigh. Twist, twist, twist. Again, maybe that elbow comes down. Palm pushes. Again, options. And just changes the stretch. So this stretches, again, this lower side body. You have a big layer of fascia that protects your lower back, and it gets super tight. Let's take one more breath to bring ourselves up. Ending here in our butterfly stretch. So soles of the feet could come together. They could slide out. Maybe you make a fold here to deepen that stretch. Heels in. Lace those fingers. Scoop it up. Separate your knees.